let's begin with the answers for the assignment that was given in your previous class. Now, the first main was fill in the blanks, where the first answer or first fill in the blanks: during heavy exercise, we get cramps due to accumulation of lactic acid. Second one, yeast breathe anaerobically and yield alcohol. Breathing rate per minute in an average adult person at rest is 15 to 18 times. Next, answer the following. What was cellular respiration? Cellular respiration is the process in which food is broken down inside the cells, which result in the release of energy. The next question was, what was the difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration? Give any two differences. So aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. Carbon dioxide and water are released. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. Carbon dioxide and alcohol are released during anaerobic respiration. Now let us begin with the lesson which involves the human respiratory system. Now before we talk about the respiratory system, let me give you a small introduction about the various organ systems that are present in our body. Now before that, we know that the cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of the body or any organism. Now the cells together, or a number of cells, they join together to form tissues, and these tissues together form the organs. Now, if we are going to talk about the different organ systems which are present in our body, say for example, we have the circulatory system, the skeletal system, the excretory system, the reproductive system, the digestive system. There are so many such organ systems which are present in our body, and each of these organ systems are made up of different organs, and all these organs in each system perform a particular function. So now, for example, if we talk about the digestive system, which you have already studied, it involves your mouth, the salivary glands, the food pipe, the stomach, the small intestine, large intestine, etc. And they all help in the process of digesting the food. So similarly here in the human respiratory system, first of all, what is respiration? It just consists of a passage which carries air to and from the lungs. So the human respiratory system basically involves the nose, the throat or the pharynx, the trachea or the windpipe, and the lungs. And these lungs are protected by the rib cage of the skeletal system. So the respiratory system is nothing but it is a network of organs and tissues that help you to breathe. And it helps your body to absorb the oxygen from the air, and so your body starts to work. And similarly, it helps to get rid of the carbon dioxide which is produced as a waste product during cellular respiration. So when energy is released, carbon dioxide is also released. So this carbon dioxide has to be expelled from your body. So this process is carried out with the help of the human respiratory system. So next what we are going to see is, we are going to see how the respiratory system works. Now look at the diagram carefully on the slide. Now the nose, it is the opening that pulls in air from outside into your body. Now from the nose you can see the nasal passage through which the air goes in and then comes down to the pharynx. Now this pharynx is a tube that delivers air from your mouth and the nose to the trachea. You can see the picture of the trachea there. So from the trachea, from the pharynx, the air enters into the trachea. So this is a passage connecting your throat and lungs. Now the trachea then divides into two tubes, bronchial tubes, okay, which allow the air to enter into both your lungs. Now can you see the lungs over there? Now the lungs are the two organs that remove oxygen from the air and pass it into your blood. Now there are a few muscles and bones which help move the air you inhale into and out of your lungs. Now when you look at the picture there, you can see the picture of the diagram of the diaphragm. Now the diaphragm is a muscle that helps your lungs to pull in air and push it out. Do you understand? So diaphragm helps, it is a muscle, it is a muscular structure that helps your lungs to pull in air and push it out. And you can see the picture, or you can see the picture of the ribs over there. Now these ribs are nothing but they are bones that surround and protect both your lungs and the heart. So now how do we breathe? We breathe through our nostrils, and when we breathe in air, it enters into our nasal cavity. Now from the nasal cavity, the air reaches our lungs through the windpipe or trachea. Now the trachea divides into two bronchial tubes, and these tubes branch into bronchioles. And the bronchioles terminate into thin air sacs called alveoli. So the bronchioles, at the end of the bronchioles, you will find these small thin air-like structures, air sac-like structures, and that is called alveoli. And these alveoli are surrounded by blood capillaries. Now because of the presence of these blood capillaries, exchange of gases take place. That is, oxygen is absorbed, and whatever oxygen is absorbed is sent to all the parts of the body, and the carbon dioxide is also absorbed here and it is expelled out of our body. So there is exchange of gases taking place because of the presence of the blood capillaries. And these lungs are present in our chest cavity, and you know that it is protected by the rib cage. And just below both the lungs, you will find this large muscular sheet called the diaphragm, which forms the floor of the chest cavity. So when you breathe, what happens? There is movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. So both are moving. Now in the next slide, let us see how they move. Now during inhalation, that is when you take in air, the ribs will move up and outward and the diaphragm will move down. So what will happen? There will be an increase in the space in your chest cavity and the air will rush into the lungs. So during respiration, the lungs will get filled in with lot of air. So this is when you inhale. Next, during exhalation, the ribs will move down and it will move inwards. Ribs will go down and it will move inwards and the diaphragm moves up to its former position. So what happens to the size of the chest cavity? It will decrease and the air will be pushed out of the lungs. And whatever air that is pushed out of the lungs will be rich in carbon dioxide. So this is how inhalation and exhalation takes place. Now look at the first picture on your slide, which shows what happens during inhalation. So you can see the air is drawn in, meaning how air is taken in through your nostrils. It comes down to the lungs. Now before it reaches the lungs, look at the picture or look at the position of the diaphragm. The diaphragm has come down. Because of that, there is an increase in the chest cavity. The chest cavity size increases. The ribs will move out and both the lungs are filled with oxygen. Next, during exhalation, look at the picture of the diaphragm. The diaphragm has come up to its original position. The ribs move back and the size of the chest cavity decreases and the air is pushed out. Can you see that? And the air that is pushed out is rich in carbon dioxide. Now children, have you ever thought why we sneeze? What is the reason for sneezing sometimes? Now you know that we inhale air and the air around us has so many unwanted particles. There are dust particles, different types of pollen, a lot of smoke. So we have a lot of polluted air around us. So one thing is when we inhale this, the unwanted particles will get trapped in the air that is present in the nasal cavity. But sometimes what happens, these particles may not get trapped there. So when these particles do not get trapped in the nasal cavity, they start irritating the lining of the cavity. Okay, and that is why we start sneezing. So what happens when we are sneezing? We are expelling out the inhaled air and the dust-free, and a dust-free clean air enters our body. So when we have inhaled this the foreign particle has to come out. So to get the clean air, we sneeze. And very important, all of you know that when you sneeze, you should cover your nose so that foreign articles you expel are not inhaled by other persons. So this is a very important point that you have to note as of for today's condition. So that is why we have to wear these masks. So even though a person sneezes, whatever foreign particles which are there, does not get spread from there to the other regions. So wearing a mask is very, very important these days. Now this is a model to show the mechanism of breathing. Now this model can be made by yourselves. You can try making this at home. It's very simple and you can do it with simple things that you get at home. So first what you do is you take a wide plastic bottle. You remove the bottom, okay, and then get a Y-shaped glass or plastic tube. Then make a hole in the lid so that the tube passes through it. And then you fix two balloons at the end of the two tubes over there. After this, you cap the bottle tightly. Then, to the open base of the bottle, you tie a thin rubber or plastic sheet using a large rubber band. Using a rubber band, you just tighten that plastic sheet. Now, what you have to understand over here is the expansion of the lungs. How does this take place? So for that, what you do is you just pull that plastic sheet down. When you pull the plastic sheet down, the volume inside the bottle increases. So air enters inside, and once the air enters inside, the two balloons get inflated. Are you following? The two balloons get inflated. So the rubber sheet over there acts like the diaphragm. Now once you leave the rubber sheet or the plastic sheet, it goes back to its original position. So once it goes back to its original position, the volume inside decreases in the bottle and the pressure increases. And since the pressure increases, what happens? The air which is there in the balloon gets expelled out. And this is expiration. So you try to do this model at home if you can and understand the mechanism of breathing. Now, why do you think you yawn when you are sleepy or drowsy? You feel very drowsy, you're feeling very sleepy, you start yawning. So, why do you think you yawn like that? So, whenever you feel bored or whenever you're tired or whenever you feel very sleepy, you don't breathe as easily or as deeply as usually you do. So you're feeling very bored. So you're not breathing the usual way. So during that time, what will happen? The amount of oxygen that you're taking in is less. So what does yawning help you to do? When you start yawning, it will help you to bring more oxygen into the blood and it will remove the carbon dioxide out of the blood. That is why you yawn when you feel sleepy. Now children, you will have understood that we inhale air which is rich in oxygen. And similarly, when you exhale air, the exhaled air that you exhale or the air that you exhale contains more of carbon dioxide or it is rich in carbon dioxide. Now how do you understand how do you verify this? So this exhaled air when it is blown into lime water, it turns milky due to the presence of carbon dioxide. And exhaled air contains 4.4%
of carbon dioxide. Whereas when we inhale air, that air will only contain 0.04% of carbon dioxide. So, carbon dioxide reacts with lime water to form a white precipitate of calcium carbonate. So, this is just a test for checking whether the gas or whether the air that you have exhaled contains more of carbon dioxide. Now, let's just summarize the important points that you have understood in this session. Now, breathing is a part of the process of respiration during which an organism takes in oxygen rich in air and gives out air rich in carbon dioxide. The next point, the respiratory organs for the exchange of gases vary in different organisms. What does that mean? It means that in humans you have the lungs, in the fishes you have the gills, the earthworm breathes with the help of the skin. So there are different organs in different organisms. The next, during inhalation, our lungs expand and then comes back to the original position as the air moves out during exhalation. And the important organs of the human respiratory system are the nostrils, the pharynx, the trachea, the lungs, and the diaphragm. Now try to answer these few questions over here. The first main is answer in one word. The skeletal structures surrounding the chest cavity, muscular floor of the chest cavity, the openings through which we inhale. The next main, state true or false. The size of the chest cavity increases during inhalation. During heavy exercise, the breathing rate of a person slows down. During exhalation, the ribs move down and outward. Now please try to answer these questions and write it in your notebooks. Thank you, children.